They said it could not be done. They said it was designed for tanks. They said I could not make it smaller and more accurate. They were wrong.
The old saying goes, curiosity killed the cat. But to someone like Marius Stryker, curiosity was not a death sentence. Quite the opposite. It formed him into one of the finest operators in Rainbow's arsenal. Born and raised in Dusseldorf, Germany, Marius grew up around mechanics and engineers from an early age, and he took to it well, but it just wasn't challenging enough for him. When he went to college, he pushed himself by studying aeronautical engineering, but the strict and confining world of academia was uncomfortable and too conforming. Instead, he took to one of his great passions, piloting. Though a genius in many respects and sought after by several corporations, Marius chose to serve with the BPOL Aviation Group, giving him the opportunity to fly helicopters as well as engage in new and creative challenges. One such challenge was in the designing of a defense system for the BPOL, the Active Defense System, or ADS, which redesigned the classic surface-to-air defense system to work on smaller and more accurate targets. It was this revolutionary design that caught the attention of GSG-9 and then later Rainbow themselves. Joining Rainbow was just the change that Marius needed. Nicknamed Jäger, it became clear that he saw the world through the lens of a curious child. But more than this, he was quick to share things he found interesting. For example, one late night, while watching a documentary on antibiotics, he sent the link to the video to his fellow operators Finca, Doc, and Twitch, because he was certain they would find it interesting like he did. And they certainly would have found it interesting, if it hadn't been sent to them at 2 in the morning. But that's the way Jäger operates. He's obsessed with making connections and tying together different things, people, and places. He's boundless in his desire to understand others and the world around him. He understands how people feel and what they like and tries to connect them to other things. For example, if one of his teammates likes dogs, he wants to find out if other members of the team have dogs and try to make connections between them. Because to Jäger, Rainbow is his family, even more so than his original family. Therefore, he is fiercely loyal to them and very protective, which was why the Rainbow and Nighthaven division was a crippling blow to him. Not only because it took members of his team away, but even one of his own GSG-9 squad mates, IQ, left with Nighthaven. Jäger had tried to reach out to IQ and speak with her, wanting to understand why she had to go. He wanted her to stay with Rainbow, with the family. But IQ had refused, claiming there were more opportunities for her in Nighthaven and he should go with her. The suggestion aggravated Jäger because deep down IQ didn't understand Jäger at all. While IQ had a mind for progress and invention and initiative, Jäger, despite his genius and eccentricism, was far more concerned with his team than just what he could accomplish. Jäger has found his family, and nothing will take that from him. As far as his gadget is concerned, Jäger carries 3 ADS devices, which we talked about earlier. These can be placed on any solid surface that Jäger can reach. When planted, the devices create a perimeter of detection. If an enemy grenade, breaching round, or any other launchable device aside from drones is detected by the ADS, it will fire a projectile at the grenade or foreign object, destroying it harmlessly. The device can do this infinitely, but they have 10-second cooldowns between shots, meaning that after intercepting one object, they require 10 seconds before doing it again. This makes Jäger very good at locking down a room and preventing opponents from hurling grenades or gadgets into the objective room to gain an edge. However, they are destructible and can be countered by EMP grenades and other devices meant to neutralize electronic objects. Not only this, but the ADS cannot defend against objects that remain on the ground, so if a grenade is rolled into the room rather than thrown, the ADS will not destroy it. As for his loadout, Jäger has 2 primary weapon options and 1 secondary option. First is the M870 shotgun, one of the most favored pump-action shotguns in the game. It has a high rate of fire with high damage per pellet, able to kill a target in one shot at close range if all pellets connect. It has a fast reload time and a decent damage drop-off for a shotgun. Of course, as it is a shotgun, range will be the problem, but that's a negligible issue at best. Next is the 416C Carbine Assault Rifle. If you've played this game for a while, you know this gun. It's a gun only available to Jäger, and it has a high damage capacity per shot and overall, and it has numerous side attachments to add to its versatility and range. However, it does have a high recoil and a high damage drop-off. Not only this, but its rate of fire isn't as strong as other assault rifles. This weapon used to be a Widowmaker though for the community, and will always hold a special place in the heart of Jäger mains, although people are still fuming that they took away his ACOG. And then for his secondary, he has the P12 handgun. And yeah, we're all not new to this one. We talked about this one in IQ's video. It's an average handgun with decent damage capacity, but with a long reload time for a pistol. Its greatest asset is its low recoil. I mean, it shoots like a laser beam, but otherwise it's a subpar handgun.
Squad meeting underway in briefing room 4. Do not disturb.
Really, the best strategy to go with for Jäger is to set up your ADS at key choke locations or barriers where the attacking team will want to throw or fire projectiles, usually near doorways or windows. Don't put it in easily visible locations either, and definitely don't put it on reinforced walls which can be electrified or that are obvious targets for breaching rounds or EMP grenades. Spread out the devices too so that they can cover more entryways. This way you provide further cover for your team. In conclusion, final point about Jäger. It has been confirmed by Ubisoft that Jäger is actually autistic, which many people already speculated about given his personality traits. But while some would view that as a hindrance to his overall character, I actually find it very fitting and very fascinating. Jäger is unquestionably a genius and an endlessly curious and outgoing mind. He often overdumps information to try to build connections because that's what he thrives on. He's fascinated with progress, but not at the expense of those close to him. He finds relationships valuable and he wants to build connections between others. It makes sense that his device isn't a trap meant to harm people, but a defensive tool meant to keep others safe. He isn't a warrior out to spill blood, he's a sentinel who wants to defend his country and his friends. And there is a difference between the two, and I think it was very smart to understand Jäger from that perspective. He's a great operator to pick up and try out if you're new to the game, and honestly, his guns are pretty good, his gadget is great, and it's passive, so that means even if you die in the round, it's still pretty useful. And I know most people don't care about the lore of Rainbow Six Siege like I do, but his personality and overall lore seems pretty tight. I actually really enjoy his character, and honestly, he's kind of funny to think about. So definitely pick up Jäger if you haven't. This is definitely a Rainbow Six win. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.